Okay, so we all met to decide if we wanted to revise our group contract. Everyone decided that our group contract was good and that it's been working and effective. So as of today, Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, our group has unanimously agreed that there's no revisions needed for this contract. We agreed to request a group discussion if any member feels as though the contract needs to be reviewed and reevaluated at any point during the course. If we feel it's necessary, we can also request that our course instructor be present for the discussion. So we'll just go one by one and give a little brief talk about what part of the contract we feel has helped us the best. For myself, goal one has helped a lot of being prepared for group meetings. It's found that like between meetings, I'll find myself like, oh, I should mention that to the group. And if it's, I'll either text it or, write down a little note for when the group meets next. I guess we'll just go down the list of signatures. So Cheyenne, do you want to share yours?
Yeah, for me, the best goal for me was goal 6, communicating timelines because it's ensured that I get my parts done for my group and that everything I need to get done is done on time so that way other people can get theirs done.
Perfect. Rebecca?
I really liked the subgroup distribution, and I didn't think that I was gonna enjoy like this group project because I don't usually love group projects, but I think that the way that the subgroups are split up and like we have different roles for each assignment was actually really helpful, like in developing my collaboration skills. So that's been really good for me.
Perfect. Michaela?
Right. So goal 2 of the contract, which was consistent attendance at group meetings, has been really helpful. Just in the aspect of like being involved in the assessment expectations and like kind of bouncing each other's ideas off of each other's and like kind of fully understanding the assignment before we start on it. Help communicate well with all of you guys. And then also just meet deadlines on time.
And let's see, Mackenzie?
Um, the goal that I thought kind of worked well for me was like the number 3, the active engagement with the communication portals, kind of to piggyback of what Rebecca said. You know, everyone worked well together and it was easy to communicate with everybody. And when everybody communicated back, you know, with any questions that somebody might have, or it was super easy to get things clarified when everybody was available. So I think that worked well.
I agree. Lauren?
I think we may have skipped Heather, but I'll go ahead.
Oh, we'll go
Heather,
to
do you
Heather
want to go
next.
ahead and go?
No, it's okay. Go.
Okay. For me personally, I had 2 specific goals, both goals 3 and 6. Both active engagement with the specified communication portals. I think it's been extremely helpful to me throughout this project. I think initially the project was super overwhelming and the group dynamic was kind of somewhat confusing. But since then, we've really established like an effective flow of communication within our group. And then as for communicating timelines, it's helped me, especially with my time management skills, because that's been an issue for me personally. But yeah, we established like clear expectations. I feel more prepared before we meet. And just overall, my teammates have been super supportive, answering any questions that I've had. And yeah, expectations of roles are super clear. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. And thank you for pointing out that I skipped over Heather. I'm sorry. So
No,
Heather, do you want to share?
it's okay. No, thank you. No, so I wanted to go and talk about goal number 4. Basically, like I was taking a look at everybody also like in the group and seeing like when we presented both in the first video recording and the second one, and I liked how everybody kind of was waiting until the other person finished to giving their feedback or at least receiving feedback, including in this one, that last one that we just did. I'm still learning everybody's name, I'm sorry, but I do know that somebody kind of wanted to get even more information, like, hey, can you go again over what you just mentioned? Like, what is it that you are looking for specifically in the rough draft? So that was good because you, again, I forgot the name, I'm sorry. But I like how you guys kind of like waited out and then like we provided also. So I'm working on that as well myself. I'm like, okay, let me wait until the other person finishes talking. So I like that. And I think also piggybacking on that part, I also like that because of the fact that I feel like I'm able to speak out more, including with my own group. So I kind of mentioned that on the fact that at least for me in my time management, like I've been able to kind of speak out more on like, hey, like, I'm sorry, I can't meet at this time, or I can't meet here. Before I would feel very guilty, but with this group and with everybody here, like you guys have made it feel very, open. And I know that you guys are also with your own time trying to manage it, just like Lauren, I believe, just said. So thank you. I do feel very supported, and I wanted to mention it here on the recording as well. So
Yeah, thank you. I am very grateful for all of you. I feel very supported in this group, especially being such a big group, because I know that can be very overwhelming. Vanessa, do you want to share?
Yes, so I mentioned two different goals that actually have been really beneficial. So also number 6, communicating timelines. I think that has been like super, super, super beneficial. For one, this is 10 people. That is a huge group, the biggest I've been in for the entire program. And we all have our own like jobs and like lives, and being able to just communicate like, hey, I'm going to do this then, and like expect it here or whatever, like how we just previously did with the assignment number 2. I think that was like the most like perfect like situation. I wish I would have had that like for the entire program, because this has been like really, really like organized and very concise amongst all of us. And then the other one was goal number 2, so consistent attendance at group meetings. So it kind of ties in with communicating timelines. All group members, you guys have made it such a priority, which I haven't experienced, and this is my last semester. So it's been like really like a breath of fresh air. And I think overall, this is just a really great group, and I also feel very supported. So yeah, good luck or good job to all of you guys.
Perfect. Who's next? Grace?
Yes, so for me, goal 1 and goal 6 were one of the most important. Goal 1 being prepared for meetings. I feel like it's held me accountable for actually, reviewing all the stuff that we need to go over, just so I'm not lost and I'm able to contribute and participate more during like the discussions. I feel like sometimes I don't speak too much just because that's just how I am, kind of shy. But I'm trying to work on, sharing and participating more. So I think that goal has helped me a little bit. And as well, also for goal 6, it's helped me ensure that deadlines are met. When we're saying like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna meet this day, it's kept held me accountable as well for ensuring that we all meet, the deadlines, and we're able to submit this assignment, because I know it's hard. We all have our own busy lives, but I feel like we worked really well together and everybody has been done their part. So I'm very happy.
Awesome. And Ari, you're last. Or
Okay.
Ari?
Sorry.
Ari,
So-
sorry.
You're fine. So goal number 5, delegate tasks and roles, was super helpful when we were doing the first draft of the literature review. So we were able to like delegate portions of it, and we also like told each other that if the workload seems like too much, y'all can ask for help. So it's also good to know that there's support there. And goal number 6, communicating timelines, was also good, because we're always communicating in the group meeting, like, we're gonna give y'all this literature review at this time, etc. And then I'm also glad that we're talking to each other respectfully and there's no microaggressions. So I'm glad we're following that as well.
Yes, and that everyone is talking. It's not
Yeah.
3 of the people doing the work and the other 7 just kind of there.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Thank you guys all for sharing. Again, if later on in the course at any time any of us feel like, hey, we need to, look back at the contract, do so in the group meet and we can set up another meeting. Any last questions, comments?
No, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Nope,
thank
I don't
you.
think so.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.